Alright, what it do, y'all? This your boy Pat coming at y'all once again. And today in this video, I want to talk about a fellow YouTuber by the name of Gabe The Pony. Now, I got two messages to send to Gabe right here. One involving the whole Trainer Jax thing, and another involving Joy Sparkle BS and a Rabbit Fan. Now, I'm going to talk about the whole Trainer Jax thing right quick, and it basically goes like this. Alright, so last year, in a 24-hour Peach Bailey charity stream, this is when Gabe was called Panda Bearing at the time. There came a situation where he, asked Jax if she could teach him to, put on a bra because of his body size or whatever the situation was right there. And back that time, Jax really considered that really creepy and really. And a lot of people did too, and unfortunately, he got a bad reputation for that whole entire thing. And so as time went by and things like that, it's like a whole lot of things, went down. And what happened is eventually there was a stream on Failure Accomplices channel where he was in there along with Ichabod Orange, and he eventually apologized for what he had did right there. And honestly, it really should have died down right then and there. But somehow it magically found itself flaring up again. And a whole lot of things went down and all that right there. To eventually there was a stream on Fenrir's channel. Excuse me, right there. Where, he came in, a whole lot of things was said and all this right here. I just sat back and I observed the whole entire situation. But eventually what went down is he apologized for, what happened in the past and all that right there. All was forgiven. He apologized. Jax accepted it. It should have died down right then and there. And honestly, it really did die down. But eventually, Magog, he messed around and he put out his latest Midnight Jury episode, which involved a letter that an email that Jax sent him a month before Fenrir's stream, and Magog had just gotten to it. Keep in mind now, nobody blames Magog for the episode or nothing like that, or this whole situation getting flared up. So everybody just scratch that. It ain't Magog's fault. Magog was just catching up on his emails and all that right there. So that's what it basically was. Magog, he dropped down that episode, the story was being read off, and everybody who knows this entire situation knew exactly what went down. So basically he got worried, he got upset, all that right there and everything. And what had really happened was, he had mirrored Fenrir's stream, and all that right there, which, Fenrir ended up copyrighting that shit right there. I don't know why the fuck he did that, but it was just basically him defending what went down and all this stuff right there. So this whole thing didn't kind of flare up again. But what eventually happened is Jax ended up, making a live stream video, basically saying Gabe is not a bad person and things like that. He hasn't been doing all this stuff right here that everybody's been talking about, and everybody just needs to lay off. And after she did that video right there, it's that's where everything should just die down right then and there. It's that's it. This is done. It's rest in peace. That ish is buried. And if it comes up again and all this right here, like I'm saying, whether it's on Jack's part or whether it's on Gabe's part and things like that, it's just shed it. Shed it. It's dead. It's buried. It's gone. It's over. Everybody move the fuck on. Don't want to hear from Gabe. Don't want to hear from Jax. I like the both of y'all, but that's it. Squash that shit. That's all I want to say right then and there. Now, moving on to the whole Joy Sparkle thing. Now, the whole thing right this, is Gabe has made videos about, disagreeing with Joy Sparkle and all that right there, which unfortunately triggered, a few of her, well, not just a few, a whole bunch of her motherfucking fan base and things like that. One being a person called Mikenactor, who just decides to just up in White Knight for Joy and things like that. And unfortunately, White Knight for Joy and making videos about Gabe and things like that and whatever the hell that he's been saying, basically caused Gabe to at first, basically privatize his videos and kind of go incognito. But he was talked back into putting them back up and all that right there. and simply about it. So that's what it basically was. Is like, he made videos responding to Joy Sparkle BS and stuff right there. The rabbit side of Joy Sparkle BS's fan base decided to up and White Knight and Shield Maiden for her honor. I can't stand White Knights and Shield Maidens. You know what I'm saying? I cannot stand when people fucking do that. And that's exactly what Mikenactor was basically doing. He was White Knighting for Joy Sparkle BS simply to kiss up to her. Don't think I can get mad at Joy about that and everything, because fans are gonna be fucking fans, whether you tell them not to be that or not. The only thing I can really get on to Joy is actually praising Mike for what the fuck he did. Because, I think today or whatever, she actually came out with a video responding to like Mr. Repzion and Gabe the Pony and all this stuff like that. So it's like Mikenactor, like breaking the ice and stuff like that, and White Knighting for and all that right there. Finally gave her the fucking lady balls to goddamn speak about the motherfucking situation, and all of a sudden act like a badass. Which really trips me out. Like I say, like Joy, I used to like you from a point and things like that, but it's like after the whole Daddy 05 90 video tirade that you went on and things like that, it's like, yeah, that kind of really did it for me right there. It's like shit just became obsessive with you. But that's just my opinion right there. Now, as far as this whole entire situation right here, it's like, to Gabe, I just basically want to say this. When you make videos about people, whether they're popular or whether they have small fan bases and things like that, expect those channels to have fans who are going to do everything they can to defend that person's honor. Yes, White Knights and Shield Maidens exist. Rabbit fan bases exist. So it's like, if you dish it out, you better be ready to fucking take the retaliation. In other words, grow thick skin. It's like you can't sit up here and say what you want about people, but then when people say something back to you, whether it's the actual person itself or it's their rabbit fan base and all that right there, I'm saying you sitting up here like playing a victim and crying, bullying and all that right there. It's like it really doesn't work that way. Now, I'm sorry to be saying it like this, like, I really like you, but it's like you put yourself in this situation. Now, I'm not making no excuses for Joy Sparkle BS's fans and things like that, because as far as I'm saying, like the rabbit side, like, the White Knights and the Shield Maidens, like Mikenactor and that little side chick right there, who all of a sudden, who is a big ass Shield Maiden for Joy Sparkle BS too. But if you're going to be on YouTube, it's even like how a person said in your comment section of that video right there, grow thick skin. If you can't take what you dish out, you don't need to fucking be here. Now, I hate for this to be like a really cruel sounding and things like that, but that's just the way it is, Gabe. This is YouTube. It's a cruel ass playground. You just can't say what the fuck you want to say and expect people not to like defend that shit. Now, I can understand if it would have been just Joy Sparkle, like, coming at you and things like that for responding to one of her videos and stuff like that, instead of praising a pussy ass White Knight, for doing it for her. But hey, that's just the breaks, man. And to, like I'm saying, to anybody who sees this, if Joy Sparkle BS feeds it right here and decide to get up in their fucking fifis and to come at me and things like that, I don't give a fuck. Come at me. I'm just going to speak my goddamn mind. This is not me White Knighting for Gabe or nothing like that. I'm just saying. Like, number one, when it comes to the whole Trainer Jax situation, Jax done said her thing on it and stuff like that. That's it. It's dead and done. Now, when it comes to the whole Joy Sparkle BS thing, it's like this. Number one, if you can't take it, don't dish it out. Grow some thick ass skin and to Joy. Stop praising your motherfucking White Knights and Shield Maidens for goddamn coming and and say some shit that you ain't got the motherfucking balls to say until they goddamn say it. But then you want to sit up here and you want to talk about people like Onision. I can't believe I'm actually offending this cunt for, doing the exact same thing. Because as of lately, it's like you have become the monster you claim to fucking fight. As much as you sit up here and you talk about Onision and the shit that he goddamn do, you pull the same goddamn tactics. Now, I know that's not popular for me to say and things like that, but hey, that's just how I'm thinking. But anyway, like I said, this has been a long ass video and I'm just rabbling and babbling on. But I'm just saying, Gabe, grow some thick ass skin. If you can't take it, don't dish the fuck out once again. And like I said, I like your channel and I'm hoping that you keep on doing what you're doing. But Just remember, this is how it is, man. And I'm just shooting it to you straight. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I'm not gonna kiss your ass. I'm not gonna fucking white knight for you. I'm gonna shoot it to you straight. Because that's what real friends will do. But anyway, this your boy Pat saying peace. And I'm out.